Oh, there we go. Oh, nearly missed it. Well, there's the honk. Absolutely doesn't sound nothing like in real life. Well, there comes the test ICE. Absolutely magnificent. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Transport Fever 2 in the campaign with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to Germany just after the reunification in 1989. So we started out on this very campaign mission in the last episode. We already got a few things rolling, and we're currently really just mainly working to increase the capacity in our public transport and actually get the frequency to where it needs to be, which currently we are very much there. But with that said, just quickly, before we get started, if you're new around this channel and haven't done so just yet, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That would help out a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also, please. And if you do happen to enjoy this video, also, of course, make sure to hit that like button right down below. But with that out of the way then, we are currently working on this one right here. We need to have trains with a total capacity of at least 900 people in use and reach an average frequency of 120 seconds, which, well, as I just said, the frequency, we are actually not there because we need to go below that value, but we're nearly there, so that is a start. And we did also already get like a regional train going here. We've got like some bigger train lines going up here between Frankfurt and Würzburg, and that's pretty much about it. Now we do seem to have a train station down here, which is actually quite the interesting one, because I suppose that we would be able to already get a train going between these cities. Now, doesn't seem to be the biggest ones in the world, so I think I would opt for like some sort of regional train, but one way or another, the interesting question that would also remain, oh, so this one here is merging between two train lines basically. Now this is all the old non-high-speed train lines. We do have a bit of high speed here, but this one is a singular one, because I suppose the intent is here for us to use the other one to connect up to like Mannheim or something. Could also, I mean, not quite sure what the overall intent is here, to be honest, in terms of these connections. So we would have 1 and 2, but I suppose we could use 1 for, okay. Anyways, so we're going to use this train, well, this railway right here. We're going to have to get a new building going, and let's place that right around there so we can use it to service all the other train lines too. I suppose we can just make it standard tracks. It doesn't really matter, given that we started out with $1 billion bucks and we're getting like 100 million every, was it every month, every year? I'm not quite sure, but we're getting a lot of money basically pumped into all this, so we didn't really have much of anything to worry about for a budget, I would argue. That said, though, we will go and call this one Heilbronn to whatever that's supposed to be, and then we'll get a train going there. Maybe we'll just later on connect these two as well, but we kind of got to mind the frequency currently, so we're going to keep it at that. Speaking of frequency, though, these two are quite far apart, so I would say, actually, given our high amounts of budget and the need to make this frequency quite high, we may as well, quite honestly, just upgrade these train lines, well, all the way up until the train station, where we'll have to totally redo things, I suppose, just so the trains can go a bit faster, and then we'll get some more, well, high-speed trains actually going instead of the standard ones, I suppose. Construction locked. Well, that's great. So basically, they're going to go high speed all the way, and then once they get to the train station, they're going to be going slow. Beautiful. Anyway, so we're gonna make things work like that, though. Gonna buy vehicles, and I was originally looking to like get another one like of these, basically, but just to get the frequency very high up, we could, I think, actually not get an ICE, because I think that's not available to us yet, is it? Maybe it is. I was quite convinced that it wasn't available to us previously, but I suppose it is now, which is great. I mean, given the high speed, I guess we're just going to go for that one. Nope, never mind. There we go, unavailable. So this thing here was going 130 kilometers an hour. These are only really going 140 as well, though, to be fair. This one's got 2.1 million. I mean, I'm not really sure why I'm looking at the money, but I guess these are kind of more budget effective in terms of what they do. And quite frankly, I mean, the power and tractive effort is quite decent, I would say, and the 10 kilometers an hour doesn't really matter too much. So, I would say let's just go and get this one underway between these two cities, and let's get going. And that's the frequency average going up like mad, which is of course not quite ideal, but technically we've actually got a place where these trains can evade each other down here, which is quite nice, because what that means in my book, so we can just get another. And hopefully that's going to work out for us in terms of the trains evading each other, and we're not going to have trains getting stuck all over the place, but fingers crossed that it will. Let's get time playing once more. That gets the frequency down for us again, which is certainly good news. Now, do we have these evasion possibilities elsewhere? I mean, we do technically have that here. The question actually, honestly, though, being, was there some sort of overlay or something where we could see how fast the trains could go in certain places? Not quite sure about that. Can I see that here? No. Let's just, you know, build that. 120. Okay, so what we could do here is honestly just upgrade these train lines, because we do get a bit of a benefit given that this train can go 130 kilometers an hour from just upgrading that a bit. So that's going to mess up the frequency, apparently. I'm not quite sure how that's possible, but yeah, okay. Anyways, we've got these trains here going between Frankfurt and whatever that other Würzburg, the other city. I mean, these are quite honestly pretty quick, all in all, I would say. And we do even have two of these at each end in terms of acceleration, so cannot really push that anymore. We could technically go get another train going between these two cities, but I mean, it's really not that far apart. Not sure if this one was too ideal for the overall frequency of trains, to be fair. I guess we're just going to chuck another train in the mix right there, because, I mean, it works with the rail layout that we have going. It's not really making too much sense, but, you know, at least it works. Still not quite there, but maybe we can get a few shorter connections going somewhere that'll get the frequency to where it needs to be, while at the same time sort of ensuring that we get the capacities that we need. And I think Stuttgart and Mundelsheim down there would be quite the appealing options for us. Now, which train, well, which railway we would connect where, I'm not quite sure. I think we're just going to go with one of these inner ones, just in case, you know, we want to actually go for one of the outer ones for any cities out here eventually, something, you know, just keeping some options open for us. Not quite sure if I'm happy with how the speed of these develops here, supposedly. We're going to do that. That's a bit more fluid in terms of the overall speed. And hey, who would have thought? Some trains are stuck somewhere. Beautiful. That is absolutely great. This train's standing here, and that one's not able to... Oh my god. Okay, we're going to have to go and edit this vehicle and get rid of one of these train carts, basically, so that it's short enough to use the train crossing. Unless it just doesn't feel like it today, you know? Unless it's just like, you know, maybe another day. What in the world, mate? What in the world? Can we not connect these? Why can I not connect these? Too much curvature. Well, there we go. Too much curvature. Absolutely got to be kidding me. Okay, let's try something like that. Actually place the signals on the right side of the train track. Cool. Then we go and turn this one around. Make a drive all the way in there so that it can actually use these these railway junctions and drive it out there again. And please tell me that it works now. Hey, beautiful, it works. Okay. Well, that was an interesting incident, but yeah, the train was basically so long that it was already sticking past like the railway crossing and could thus not get out, so did have to shorten that a bit, which doesn't really help our capacity figure overall, but I'm sure we can make it work regardless. Now what I am quickly actually looking to see if that one's fine is the length of this train right here, or if we do need to shorten it to make sure we don't get a similar incident happening to us, but no, this one's fine. Okay, cool. So, back to what we were actually working on just now. Let's go 2 tracks and upgrade this here to high-speed train lines as well. As before, we cannot really upgrade this train station for some reason, but at least that's going to be working. We will then require a new, well, train depot. That's what that's called, and we will go and set up the railway connecting these two just like that. So, in terms of that then, let's go and get a connection going between Stuttgart and Mundelsheim, and let's give it that name too. Just like that. And we will go and buy another regional train, I think. Get that underway. Maybe... yeah, I think we'll have to, what we'll have to do here is we'll have to create a possibility for these trains to basically evade each other, which we'll just do over a somewhat long stretch of railway along these, along this main railway, basically, somewhere in the middle, more or less. Connect those two up, and then what we can do is just something like this, basically. Just gonna make sure we get these signals set up correctly. Oh god. What's ingoing? Yeah, okay, so this one's gotta be ingoing too. Alright, and I hope that'll help. Let me think about things. I think actually these ingoing signals aren't quite needed. But yeah, so that should work one way or another. Let's go and get another one underway. Actually, not quite yet. Let's let this one drive past that so we don't have these things stacking up, because we're not having a signal just here where the trains actually come out. So this thing's going to drive past. Then we go send that underway too. And that should beautifully work. Still, oh no, we made it. Good stuff. I mean, yeah, we just spent 240 million.
Needs services aligned to the market, attractive offers, and a modern image. Market research findings show that the top priority is given to shorter traveling times. That's why the German Federal Railway worked together with the railway vehicle industry and developed the new Intercity Express. Make way for the train of the future.
Okay, beautiful.
The newly constructed prototype is supposed to reach speeds of up to 350 kilometers per hour. To achieve this, it needs its own high-speed rail lines, on which the rolling stock has to be tested first.
Alright, so interesting one now. We need to connect all the train stations, well, of the bigger cities, and test the new train on all of them. But yeah, this one's going to be great. Going to be very nice and fast, so that's all going to be beautiful. We're going to have to get started building railway lines, though, and we do want to check, like, travel time and everything, apparently. I mean, Mannheim is going to be an interesting one, because there's, like, so much curvature here, and I don't want, like, a massive bridge if we could try and avoid that, dear game. I really don't like this extreme curvature. Something like this should about suit us, though, so we're going to go and do that. The interesting part being that these train lines don't actually support speeds above 300 kilometers an hour, when in fact the new train is supposed to support 350. So not quite sure how that one's supposed to play along with each other, but we're going to connect things up like this. Already high-speed train lines right there, so that is quite nice indeed. And I suppose we could technically pull out a parallel train track if we really wanted to, but I don't see the need for that yet. Maybe we will go and do that later. With that said, though, that is absolutely not possible to construct things like that. We could, however, just do something funky like that. You know, the good old transport fever meme of like saving all the money. Oh, great! How did that happen now? There's friggin' traffic lights to stop you from doing this kind of stuff. What are you doing? You've got to be absolutely joking. Cool. That's why you don't, like, cross into a junction over a red traffic light, buddy. No, the weird thing is that this guy doesn't start moving again. Which he should be able to, given that he can go here. I'm very confused here. Anyways, I think what we will be doing... So we're just going to be ignoring these guys. Very strategically, right? We're going to place some signals right there so you can actually get the new high-speed train on the road, basically. Now, the thing is, actually... Mannheim, Frankfurt, Würzburg. I mean, you've got this one going, so we don't need a new train line here. This one we need to newly set up, and then we've got Nuremberg, which is all the way over there, which we'll have to set up too. I mean, technically we could just send the train through 3 stations instead of just sending it to 1. And I kind of like the idea, I have to say. So, why is this half... Can anybody explain to me why this has to be a half new rails and half old rails? That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I think what we're going to be doing is we're literally just going to be sending it through 2 train stations at once. Which, I mean, you know, given real-world examples, makes more sense anyways, except for this... Oh, no, I don't want... Oh, I mean, I guess we could technically make that bridge a reality and just go for 300 kilometers an hour regardless. But yeah, so that way we will actually be going to 2 train stations at once, from Stuttgart to Mannheim to Frankfurt, and we'll have one going from Frankfurt to Würzburg to Nuremberg, right there. So, speaking of Nuremberg, we will have to go and set that very one up. And apparently there's kind of 2 train lines we may have to set up here. Nice thing being that it's very, very nice and easy and straight for us, so that's a good start. Gonna have to make that the new high-tech bridge and confirm. And then we'll just kind of go get a parallel thingy set up here. Actually connect that to the proper thing. And that's all 300 kilometers all the way through, because that copies, or, well, widens the bridge like that. And beautiful, look at that. That actually looks quite cool, doesn't it? I like it. Alright, cool. So that is all the train, well, all the railway lines set up. Now we have to actually set up the connections. So let's go. Oh, we already had one going for us. So let's start with that one. Let's go start from Stuttgart. That makes more sense. Connect that to Mannheim, connect that to Frankfurt, and we will call that ICE Stuttgart, Mannheim, and Frankfurt. Cool. That's going to be our first line. Now, we do have that railway depot, of course, already connected. So, we'll go get the test train, which is, well, while it's supposed to be able to go 350 kilometers an hour, I think it actually won't set a speed record of in excess of 400 kilometers an hour. And here, it apparently has a top speed of 280, despite, to my knowledge, these trains in Germany actually on the regular going faster than 300 kilometers an hour. But anyways, we're going to go with 280, I suppose. We're going to buy that thing, and we are going to send that on our first line right there. Now let's watch this thing come out, because it is going to be awesome. Our first proper high-speed train, I would argue, and this is quite stupid, I would also argue. So, you know, let's try and turn these guys round. Both of them. Could we have this guy come out now, or... I don't understand. Why is he not driving? These signs are red. Hello? These signs are quite obviously also red. So, what seems to be the issue here? You can drive right out onto that train line. Oh, there we go. Oh, nearly missed it. Well, there's the honk. Absolutely doesn't sound nothing like in real life. Well, there comes the test ICE. Absolutely magnificent. So yeah, got to imagine that was a train in 1989. People must have thought it was a spaceship back then. Oh, that's why. Yeah, because of course, why would you use this train track where you don't cross into the line of all the other trains when you could also, you know, just... And why in the world is this guy parked there? Oh, God. Okay. But there goes the ICE. A lot shorter than it is in real life, most certainly. Very much looking forward to the high-speed tests then once it gets underway, actually. But first things first, I suppose we're going to be taking on passengers. And, you know, let's for a quick one, maybe just quickly ride along with this one, shall we? Things going to get turned around in just a second. I don't want to make you guys sick or anything when the quick swap happens, so we're going to wait for that. And then, hello, Mr. Let's call him Heinz or France or something like that. And let's go for a quick ride along with this thing. As we go out of the train station. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm really interested to see what speeds this thing's going to reach. So we're not going to be driving with this all the way through. Just for the quick odd minute as we're just about to roadkill a deer. Don't do it! No, Hans! Well, he lived a happy life until Hans came along. Anyways, let's just quickly see what kind of speeds this thing actually gets up to. You know, the acceleration not being crazily out of the ordinary is something which is, I guess, very much what you would expect from every other train. But we should now be starting to measure the travel time, I guess, between Stuttgart and Mannheim. You know, safe the order saves and stuff, but we should be getting there. And you can also see that we apparently got some sick new trucks. That looks absolutely beautiful. 100 kilometers an hour, 40-ton trucks. That said, we're apparently already braking again. Just got up to 220 kilometers an hour, and that is about it. Didn't have more space to accelerate there. And now these things are also absolutely intermangled, it seems. So, you know, absolutely magnificent. I'm, yeah, very happy with the train conducting blah right now. I guess they're both wanting to go to similar terminals or something. But we're now reaching Mannheim, which should mean that in just a second we actually have the first timer going on the timing sheets to the left. Apparently we also have a speed target, so that's quite interesting. Did meet that one, so that's good. Hopefully we will meet the others as well. That said though, I mean, we've got this train line here already going. And I think what's only left here for us to do is honestly just to modify that train line by adding another stop to it and selling the existing trains on it so that we can replace them with the new high-speed trains basically. So let's go and edit this thing real quick. We're going to add Nuremberg as a station, as a stop, and that's going to be the new train line. Then we're just going to, I think we're going to buy two. Oh, well, not like that, but we're going to buy two. And we're just going to both put them onto the track, so, well, one after another maybe, but so that we can kind of catch up on the capacities we previously had, right? So, well, didn't rename the thing, which I guess is a bit of an issue, but we're going to go let this thing drive out of there real quick for a start. That thing already coming in for the second timing, fingers crossed. Absolutely beautiful, worked out without an issue, and once this thing here goes past Frankfurt, basically, or, well, past the train depot here, we will go and send the second one underway as well. Beautiful. So that's that. Now, only thing that really remains is to wait for this thing to arrive. Let's see if it actually reaches 280 here. I can honestly not quite imagine it. Yeah, you see 200 and that already breaks again. I'd like this. While this is a bit more straight, It's a lot less distance, so I wouldn't imagine that it actually would go much faster than that here, but you know, we can see, I suppose, if it will be. I don't think so though. And yeah, you know, 215 or something, and there we go. But that is everything then done.
Bravo.
Absolutely
Regular
beautiful.
operation can get started. The ICE, the Intercity Express, combines the classic advantages of trains with travel speeds suited to the market. Half as fast as an airplane, twice as fast as a car.
Cool. So we want to acquire 8 intercities now and reach a mileage of 50,000 meters. Okay, so apparently the ones that we already have, which were kind of test trains, don't even count. So, you know, that's good to know. Just wasted some money on that secondary train then, I suppose. We're going to go and swap these out then with these. Boom. Which does apparently make them a bit longer. So, you know, more resembling real life. Not quite, but getting quite close, I suppose. Actually, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the first 2 then on the road. And the thing is, it kind of wants us to have 8 trains, right? So I suppose we need to actually split the lines again and get like 2 lines, 2 trains for each line, basically. So we also need to build some more railway and stuff. Not quite as I had things imagined, but I guess that's going to be the way that that works out now. So let's go and swap this one out with the other ICE, and then we're going to go and get another one and actually put that to the line there to 614. We just spent like an easy 400 million, you know, in like the shortest span of time possible, basically. But with that said then, let's quickly remove this and let me go and stretch that part out right here. Then we're going to connect things through again like this. Gonna make sure that there's some spots where the trains can evade each other, and I'm sure we'll put in some more somewhere in the middle, and we'll connect these things through first and foremost. Why did that not make it a train, parallel train line? I have got absolutely no clue. That's kind of annoying, but you know, I suppose we can still get something like that going. No, that's the wrong thing to do. Cool. Costs a bit more, but it still works, I suppose, you know. And, oh, you know, the appropriate train signals and all. Cool. Gotta get some more going out here. And here. Yep. Cool. And that should hopefully suffice. So, I did put the new one out there already, did I? Yeah. So that should be getting underway. No, it's not, because this thing is once more. Let's actually. We're just gonna sell one of these, so you know we don't have that traffic chaos anymore. And that is then fixed. That's 4 trains underway. Now, what we'll have to do is we will have to go and actually erase Frankfurt from the tables here. And just make this a 2-stop train, basically. And then we'll have to go and make a new line from here to there. And call that then Mannheim to Frankfurt. Now, that does not make any economical sense whatsoever, but we got to get the trains underway, so we kind of have to solve things like that, I suppose, to actually ensure that there's the space for them to be on the tracks. I mean, technically, you know, sure, there's probably some other ways to do things, but it is what it is now. We will do that like that. And I'm not even quite sure if we technically need space for them to evade each other, but we're going to make some regardless, just in case, you know. Not really a fan of traffic jams, so we will put some signs up for these guys. Did I just build that in the middle there? interesting one. But yeah, so that's the traffic signs right there, or well, the train conductor right-of-way signs, I don't know what you want to call them. We do technically have this thing here going. We do also technically have some trains blocking each other here again, so let's go and sell that. And we're gonna go and just buy 1, 2. 1, 2. 250 million apiece. How am I supposed to fund that? I don't even have the money. I do not even have the money for 8 of these. No, I do. That was 240 for 2 of them, wasn't it? Okay, anyways, it's quite close, though, to getting us to bankruptcy, honestly. But, yeah, no wonder why the German state train company was always very close to bankruptcy. That said, though, we want to get this going on Mannheim to Frankfurt. So, that's going to be another 2 underway then. In the next episode, we will have to go to actually split the Frankfurt-Würzburg thing, get another train, well, we have a parallel train track, but get this, like, properly set up where trains can evade each other, and get another 2 ICEs underway between the 2 cities, so we got that thing checked off, and then most certainly we will reach the 50 kilometers very, very quickly. But with that said then, for today, I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed the episode. As usual, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all that out of the way though, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.